Right, okay. So, with the cooling system, I've got a little bit of room here that I can hook up the main sort of rooms to the cooling system. I'm also sort of thinking of, well, I kind of... I really feel that we need to move all of this clutter away and really make use of all of this room. Now, down here is a nice little spot for us to have some of the lighter industry, the not particularly hot industry. We're already trying to cool some of this down, and we do actually need to. Let's see about you. How hot are you pushing this out? It's 329 degrees this crude oil is coming out at, and we're siphoning off some of that temperature. The crude oil here is much, much more gentle, thanks in large part to the pipes coming in. They're coming in at 29 degrees. They're leaving at 32 degrees. That's actually quite a lot of a difference. The water geyser down here is pumping out 95 degree water, but that's fine because this liquid pump will only overheat at 125. I don't... Well, actually, I mean, it does produce heat. But the thing is, it's in a room that is producing 95 degree water and then it's pumping it out. So it's basically self-cooling. It'll never add up that heat. It would take a very, very long time for that to happen. But what we're going to want to do, I think, is repurpose all of this into the light industry. So, I mean, the rock crusher, the exosuit forge, the textile loom, this sort of stuff, move some of these things around a bit and actually have it in a separate area dedicated to the task. Might even bring up some... Well, actually, no, there are no other light industries. Maybe we should go straight in and try and make an industrial brick over here. Might not be a bad idea, you know. A room that is intentionally hot and full of water. Now, we would have to pick things that don't produce any polluted water, that don't produce any kind of off-gassing. They wouldn't be allowed in there. But things like the smelter could go in there. The polymer press could, because I think its carbon dioxide is pumped out. Yes, its carbon dioxide is pumped out. So it would actually just produce steam, which is fine for us. Anything that produces its off-gassing in such a way that it is collected would be fine. But the power generation shouldn't be in there anyway, because I want an actual power plant, ultimately. What about you? You produce natural gas, but do you produce it? No, you don't. You don't pump it out. That's a bit of a shame, because that wouldn't have been a bad one to have an industrial area as well. But okay, I think that might be a good way to go. Specifically because ultimately we want the metal refinery hooked into a cooling loop directly. So that would be fun. I could even have the supercomputers in there. It would be quite warm to go there and research, but Okay, so that's going to be the first job then. We're finally getting around. It only took us, how long? It only took us 50 minutes to get to the point that we're doing something. I'd like to say that I feel sorry, but that's part of the course. You knew what you were signing up for when you started watching one of my streams. And if you didn't, well, you just didn't do your research, and I'm not going to feel bad about that. That's on you. There we go. Let's get all of this stripped down. What we'll do is we'll have a transit tube... Ooh, what's the melting point of plastic? Let's find plastic. $159 degrees. Okay, so we want the plastic, the transit tube to deposit just outside of the industrial brick, because I'm going to want the industrial brick to pretty much hit 200 degrees. Oh, praise the tea. Thank you, Aavak, for streaming tonight. You have definitely saved my evening. A happy good evening to you. And a happy good evening to you as well, Chris. But the sounds of it, it hasn't been good so far, so I sincerely hope that it improves. Yeah, I don't feel bad about having an hour before you start actually playing the game, Aavak. I actually found several streamers that I enjoyed that do the same thing. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Bilal. Time to watch Aavak's previous Oni streams with 1.5 times speed. Yeah, I recommend that, actually. I'll be perfectly honest, unless someone talks as fast as I do, I tend to increase the speed. Some people, like if they're Irish, I might only increase it to like 1.5. If they're American, it's usually at 2. Just because when I'm in my I understand that I'm actually intentionally slowing myself down when I'm talking right now. To a degree, I slow down anyway when I'm speaking English, but My natural talking speed is fast. Really, really, really fast. And that's just being Welsh. There's no other way of describing it. It's just a function of being Welsh. You talk quickly. It's how we talk. No. I want to copy that, please. Thank you. We're probably gonna. Oh, you know what? Sure. Let's just go full ball. Get all of this dug right back, all the way down here. I'll replace these parts with mesh tiles as well, so that it can dribble down. So we don't. I mean, is this even cold? No, it's actually quite cold up there. That's not going to melt for a long while. Then we're going to have another oil reservoir. Wow. Lots of places I need to cool. Right, so the goals for the colony, as it stands, I want to, continue to improve our cooling loop. But to do that, I feel that I need to stop having things just all over the place. Like my power generation is all over the place. I would like to have it centralized. Same with industry. I want to have my industry centralized. This is important to me. Let's go ahead and dig this out. Go ahead and dig that out. Go ahead, dig this out all the way. We will slowly make this better. There we go. And I guess I'll do that down here as well, and over here as well. And finally down here. I separate them every 3, even though my floors are every 4. Because every 3 allows me to delete the floor above it without having to add additional scaffolding. But effectively, I want to just core out most of the asteroid. Petition to switch Aavak to Welsh for 5 minutes. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a chunky channel point goal. And it's like, yeah, okay, you get 5 minutes of me speaking Welsh. But there is a part of me that laments all the people who are just trying to follow along on YouTube. And they're like, I didn't vote for this. And all the other people, because one person will save up the channel points and then turn it on. And then everyone else is like, I so enjoyed being able to know what you're talking about. That was a good time when I could understand you. I miss those days. Ooh, one of the team point goals. Yeah, you know what? Maybe. And then I could set it to ridiculously high, to the point where there has to be a decent amount of people in it. There would have to be a good group of people to get the points to that goal. You know what, Madden, you're onto something. I will put some serious thought into this. Maybe, the other thing I could do, because I've been talking for a long time now about the whole Aavak Reads streams. What I could do, yeah, I feel bad about taking this away because the poor little pip. Look, you can walk out of there. It'll happen. You'll be fine. But what I could do is I could read some of my favourite Welsh novels. Because as a general rule, I've found that Welsh authors are quite often pretty okay if you like read a bit of their books, and actually broadcast it. Especially if you frame it in the sense of a lot of people who don't speak Welsh are really interested in knowing what it really sounds like. Can I read part of your book to show them? Most of them are more than happy to accommodate those kinds of requests. I could read you some proper Welsh horror. Oh, now that is an exciting thought. Right, okay, we need some more speed. Pump. I've got my game plan now, so I don't need to dilly-dally any longer. Well then, peeps, we need you working on stuff. How's power doing? I mean, it's actually it's not doing amazingly. I'm not gonna lie. Bit of ventilation. Got a bit filtering into things, but overall, I would not say that our batteries are particularly well charged. How much petroleum have I got built up? I've got loads of petroleum. Oh, actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. That is a lie. I've got barely any petroleum. Disapprove. Okay. Well, we may need to get some more oil going down there then. Maybe send up slicksters would be a good move as well, frankly. For the time being, let's deconstruct the items that I know I'm going to be moving. We're not going to be having research going on for a little bit. I'll shut those down as well. What we'll probably do is in the industrial brick we'll have batteries at the bottom. Something like that. Well, actually, you know what? No, we won't. The power brick will have that. I'll have a set power room where I have batteries at the bottom of that, and we'll probably operate it in... see, the batteries, they just generate heat without generating any other gas. So actually, I think they're probably better in the industrial brick, where I'm intentionally going to be making use of that heat to turn into steam. In the power brick, I'm going to have all kinds of off-gassing, so using steam is not going to be it's not going to be as easy for me. So it probably does make more sense to go with the batteries in the industrial brick. And you also get that little bit there, because that's going to annoy me if you don't. Now, body temperature over here is not good. Really wish it were. But the problem is, I'm bringing up all of the water from down here, and it's a little bit too hot. It's 36-degree water. I could branch some of the coolant up. Here's an option. Just to try and cool the water a little bit. Because right now this is causing me the problem. It's coming in at 36 degrees. But Bristle Blossom cannot handle anything above 30. So I really do need to control the temperature down here. And that's kind of an important one. So... right now my coolant loop over in the base is just broken. We'll get that one sorted. The food is a bigger issue for me. So let's set up a simple fix. This shouldn't be too much of an issue. The life support coolant can be used here, I feel. Granite, yes, because I wanted to release. This is kind of all over the place, really. How about I bring it in here and then straight up there? That would actually be a bit easier. Now, it's not going to cool this water down, unfortunately. Not initially, anyway. But if I drop the temperature here, does it exchange temperature with the tanks, or are the tanks perfectly insulated? I forget. Are the tanks perfectly insulated? Does anyone know? Any Oni players here know if the tanks are perfectly insulated? And what I mean by that is, do the tanks hold on to their water and just whereas the tank itself can cool down, it's not going to affect, like, they basically got Dua flasks inside and they preserve the heat of the water inside, or do they heat up based on the temperature exchange with their contents? Hey, I am Killer Dove. Thanks for dropping by. They do change temperature based on the contents. Good. That's very good. Though, actually, looking at this, we've got a bit of a problem because these are the ones that run my electrolyzers. Up here, these are the ones that I need to cool down. I need to cool the water before it goes in, really. Therein is my problem. What's the temperature like in here? Temperature is really reasonably high. One of the things I suppose I could do is I could cool down the area where the water is being sanitized, which would eventually cause the flow of water to get colder. That might not be a bad idea, but at this point the polluted water is actually quite warm. I'd need to grab the polluted water when it's cool. This is the issue, is this water is never particularly cool anymore. We don't have much in the way of slime either. I could... Do we even have a slime biome? Don't think we do. Let me have a look at organic. No, that is not enough slime to start producing mushrooms. This is just going to continually become more and more of a problem. The only real thing I could do here is to chill the area with icy fans, maybe? But that in and of itself is such a poor way of fixing that temperature. Nevertheless, I'm going to stick down 2 icy fans and hope that they help out. Which does now mean I need a nice maker. And how about I stick that over here, next to the Weezeworts, next to the water pump as well. That's going to be a pain. It is really going to be a pain, but hopefully this can help out a little bit. We'll see. But it does really put the I need to get this set up a little bit faster. 3. I tend to put little breaks in these as well, just because it's a lot faster then for me to deconstruct it, but realistically, I'm not sure that I'm gaining that much speed over just drawing out a whole line of ladders and then just digging the whole thing away. I'm probably not, if I'm perfectly honest with myself. There we go. I'll get rid of a little bit more. But yeah, that farm is not doing well. I do need to set up an actual farm of something. But ultimately, I kind of want to make a little shovel farming area. And just get that shovel meat, which is going to be so much better for us. Barbecue is always going to be better, ultimately. Can you hear the game okay, everyone? Aavak, that last mesh section is 1 tile too long. Yeah, it is. But it's fine by me for now. Make that a 7. Also a 7. This should be a 6. Now, do we plumb into that? No, we do not. Good. How much is being used on this circuit? It's fine. Run this all the way up then. Connect it up. The icy fans don't need it, so we're good. Okay, folks, I need to get some grub before we start our tabletop simulator version of Mansions of Madness. Have a great stream, Aavak, and welcome back, good sir. Enjoy, everyone. Take care, Belial. Thank you, mate. Game sounds good. Good. I'm just about to open a can, so I apologize for the kst. Oh, Bilal with a final take care, whittle weefy poo. Wow. Savage. Okay. So once we've got all of this taken care of, I can properly start the build-up of this area for our industrial brick. We'll get these areas cooled. That shouldn't be too hard for me to do. You know what? I kind of feel that these can probably be emptied out at 90% and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. There's so much carbon dioxide in there. It's kind of a pain, but I guess there's not much I can do about it. It's going to continue to be in there, whether I like it or not. Especially if I keep dumping it back down. We'll be moving our cooking setup elsewhere as well. This, I mean, no, that realistically, I'd prefer my cooking area to be near enough my industrial stuff. Probably not in the industrial brick itself, simply because the food will go off in there. It would be good to have that in a CO2 environment. I might make a separate room for the kitchen. That seems to be a reasonable enough job there. Oh, how did I manage to do that wrong? Okay. Tom, thank you very much for the Prime there. 22 months. And Bast for the 43 months. Diolch yn fawr, mate. Skull Ghost for 58 months. There are 2 months left to 60 months. Dapper Heart. Thank you very much, mate. Brackstar for 8 months. 8 is great. It is. This is true. I think I caught Brack already. I may not have. And you can never go wrong with saying thanks twice. Manu, thank you very much for the resub for 17 months with Prime. Once again, envious of your Prime skills. Okay, yeah. No seed selected. Shenanigans, I say. Can I please have... Where are they? Bristle Blossoms. Okay. Can we also mop that area? I've got a funny feeling that that's getting a bit too hot. There we go, producing the ice. Good, 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 good. Okay, that can immediately be ported over and taken care of. The other thing I could do is I could maybe plant some weezewort over there, and that might actually help. Just get this place cleaned up a little bit as well. Do we have a dropper around here? We don't. Yeah, let me pop one in. And of course, by dropper, I mean automatic dispenser. Oh, wait. Suddenly they can fit it somewhere. And at this point, we can now safely, completely break all of this down. Now, how big am I going to make this industrial area? Probably want to plan for the future. We will also be using steam engines, not to really realistically produce power in any kind of large scale. The engines will be there just to recover a little bit of energy rather than generate it. It'll make the industrial machines just a tiny bit cheaper to run. And I'm all for that. I want to leave enough room, though, on the side for us to have power coming out to the pumps, though I can probably put something like that down here, or maybe even in the middle somewhere. Just a transformer that handles them. A little bit of a power spine around here, but also the cooling pipes. I want these to be cooled separately. So we're probably going to want the kind of edge. Let's say there. That gives us enough room on either side. So I'm thinking that would be a good place to pop it down. Now we're going to want to insulate this because obviously it's going to be a fairly hot room, and it's by design. And sure, let's bring it all the way down. We'll take it all the way down there. Now, specifically, I'm not going to have to cool this area. That's the nice idea of an industrial brick. I'm going to be running it intentionally hot because the cooling will be the steam. I'll have a layer of water in here. I'm going to have to vacuum it out completely first, which means that we need to lock the way that we get in. We're going to need a completely perfect system for that as well, which is a bit of a pain. But how would we do it? I guess I could have a little, transit tube access station. The problem is that will get hot. So at this point, that you really start getting to the point where a liquid lock is the best thing to use. I dislike using liquid locks, though. Maybe I'll make an exception for that, though. There's nothing else can be stored there, then just store whatever. Just try. If I've told you to sweep it, then please do. Hey, Rex Noctis, thank you very much for the 23 months, mate. And Joe, thank you very much for the 27 months. 27 months is like a strange... Ooh. I mean... Not really sure how to respond to that. But welcome back, mate. Thank you. If I have the beginning of the cooling loop at the door, that might help. It may help a little bit. It's a tricky one, though. It's a tricky one to know how I would prevent the heat from escaping in there, because honestly that's my biggest concern. I think it's going to be very hard to prevent that. Let's have ladders all along the side. We're going to need them. I should probably make them plastic ladders ultimately. In fact, let's cancel that. Wait. Let me measure this out. So we're going to want several floors of 4 tall. So let's have a think. And we're going to want airflow tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If we have the wall, it doesn't really matter where we put the walls, honestly. So let's say that this is the line where we stick our steam engine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, there. 4. Actually, let's build up from the... we might be lucky. No, we are not. So I should really build up from the bottom. That'll be easier for me to get that right then. What are we making this out of? We're making it out of copper, that's fine. There we go. And there. Actually, that isn't too bad. It gives us a good couple of layers. In fact, that one could be the last layer. Yeah. That works. Let me just make sure that they're all the right height. Yes, they are. Perfect. Okay. Okay, that does work for me. Pop down some insulated tile up here just so that I've got that nailed in for the time being. There we go. And at that point, we can do away with these. I'm going to want to replace these ladders with plastic. That being said, a ladder made of stone is not going to melt. A ladder made of plastic is. Yeah, again, I'll have exactly the same problem with the ladders made of plastic as the transport tubes. So I can't do that. Glad to claw that one up quickly. Hello, this is my first stream and I love your content. Oh, thank you very much, Gordon Freeman. Wow, we've got the one true free man in chat right now. I haven't played Littlewood yet. I hope to, though. Lady Shelab has spoken very highly of it. If you are looking for Littlewood content, though, Lady Shelab currently has a full playthrough going on. And she's enjoying it enormously. Right, we probably don't need airflow tiles constantly, but we want them. We want enough for the steam to be able to move around. At the bottom here is going to be our battery bank. I'm gonna say this will be where the batteries live. So at this point, we can go ahead and draw this out. Oops.